This is the BakFlip F1 on a 2008 Toyota Tundra Crew Max. So you got your BakFlip, you're thrilled with it except for this one little bit here, right? I consider this drain thing here to be kind of a dirty install. You rip that out and just tuck it in the hole. I've got a little solution that cost about $3 to make a little cleaner install. There's plenty of videos about how to install the F1, so I didn't bother making one of those this time. So I read in some of the reviews that the drain hose on this BakFlip F1 product was a little short, and in my case that seems to be the case. It just fell out for you as if it heard that I was talking about it. But so rather than call them and ask them to send me a new longer hose, I'm just going to go ahead and do something that I'm hoping will be a little bit of a cleaner install. Went to my local hardware store and picked up these fittings. These are a 1/2-inch slip with a 1/2-inch threaded. And these came out of the plumbing section, and they'll be around this same kind of tubing and stuff that you'd see at your hardware store. This came from the electrical section. These are just nuts that will fit over the threaded ends on these. They're just also 1/2-inch threaded, and they're in the electrical conduit section of your hardware store. And these are the plugs that came with your Toyota in those spots that you pull them out of the truck for the drain tube to go into it. Alright, these are all the tools you're going to need for this. Just a drill, and I put a step bit on mine just because I had one handy, and it gives me the opportunity to change the size of this as I'm kind of going, because I'm not exactly sure what size this hole needs to be. I think it's probably 5/8 or so, but we'll see. I clamped it to a table so it doesn't move around on me while I'm drilling it. I've got a razor blade and a pipe cutter. Depending on what you have, you can use a pipe cutter to cut that tubing to fit, or a sharp razor blade will do it too. Alright, let's get drilling. Just trough fit it, because again, it's one of those things, it's easier to remove material than it is to add material. A little bigger. That's just perfect. Alright, let's see how far that was. Oh geez, I can even thread it in there. So it looks like I'm at 13/16 is where that hole ended up being. So this was the idea, the end product here. Screwing that guy into there. It would appear that this piece is optional. I'm going to go ahead and put it on because I bought it. I spent 30 cents, so why not? So I guess you could do this for about, $2.50. So there's the finished product. That's what we're trying to come up with. Way to get the water out of the truck. So you could mount it like that, or like this. So like this gives you a little bit more space from the bottom of the truck in case you want to stick stuff up against your bulkhead. So there's two of them side by side, one facing out, one facing in. So that's the general idea. Hopefully this is clever. So now we're in the truck. We're just going to take this guy and plug him in. Snaps in like that. Then we'll mark this to cut it. So that's my install. There's the finished product versus manufacturer's recommendation. It's up to you. Do what you want. For $3 I find this better looking. Okay, here we go, ready to install. Oh, that's tricky. And we mark it to cut right there. Okay, we cut it. Slide them on. And you can twist it over to the side if you want a little bit more off like that. Alright, there's your finished product. Hey Jose, thanks for inspecting my BakFlip F1 cover.